Here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are. Where'd you say
Sherilyn. Do what, Curtis?
where's Stan at? I know in Texas, but
I'm Nacogdoches area, deep East Texas.
Well, that's kind of nice. Doing this
Yeah.
from a computer is a little bit nicer.
I live on a little, it's the Piney Woods. I've got an acre on a little private lake. Well, it's not private; it's a public lake, but it's so far off the road that you don't see a lot of people. But I'm collecting plants today. A little early, but I got a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Cheryl in here. Whip. Loomy. Linda Worth. There's Flatbed. Welcome in, everybody. We even got a redneck in here. Prodigal.
Hmm.
Adele. So what you got going on in your fish room there, Stan?
Well, I started about 2 years ago. I ran across a father fish video, and I had tons of tanks back in the late '80s, early '90s. And kids and everything happened, and I kind of got away from it. I ran across one of his videos. It kind of intrigued me a little bit. So we didn't have plants back then. We didn't deal with them very much. But I set up a couple little fish, and within about 4 months, I had 30 tanks. So kind of got away from it.
Yeah, we didn't really have a whole lot of plants back then. I think we had access to like spatterdock and a little bit of bow, anacarus. What else was there?
Hornwort.
Hornwort.
That's about it.
Amba.
I remember Wisteria and Actors, Hornwort, and Val.
Yeah, that's about it.
But the whole sand substrate, the national park, I kind of do everything organically anyway. Everything else, and it was pretty interesting to me. That's one thing with his method, though. He's such a thumbnail guy. I wasted 3 or 4 months killing every plant I bought. And, no water testing and all that. I was watching LRB one night, and he just had a casual comment that KH is a plant killer. So I went and got a test kit, and I tested my water. And my TDS out here is like 800 out of the tap, and my KH is off the charts. It's like 20-something drops. And I went and got a little RO unit, and it changed my world.
Mm-hmm.
Finally was able to start keeping some plants alive.
Oh, yeah.
But I just started off real slow because I didn't want to shock the fish. But I did top offs with RO, and then I started doing. I don't do a lot of water changes, but when they look like they need it, I give it to them. But I started doing the water changes with RO, and it made a huge difference. But my TDS in the tanks are still, 500-600, even with the RO.
That's crazy. I think mine runs about 110 from the tap, I think.
Well, see, we're in the same state. Mine comes out of the tap about 350.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's about 110, 150.
I thought you said 10 for a second, Mike. I was like, oh.
No, 110.
So if you got 10, you got your own built-in RO right there.
Yeah.
Mine's typically between 18 and 30.
Yeah, mine's in the 20s, and you said 10. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Stephen P helped me a lot too. He's the one that turned me on to the RO, and I remineralized a little bit with GH, but I'm mainly a library guy. I've got mostly libraries, which is what I enjoy. But
That's mainly what I've got.
I'm overrun. I don't know. There's no market. There's no market here.
He
I
sounds
found
like where we're at, Curtis.
Yeah,
See.
that's where
Yeah,
you got.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
we're-
mess with shipping. But I did
No,
find a
we-
local fish store. It's like 3 hours away. It's on my way to my mom's, so she said she would retail trade fish for plants. So I'm fixing to hook her up.
Yeah, my local fish store is about an hour away, and I've been dealing with him for 40 years. So he pretty much buy almost everything I got, he'll buy it. It's just not real popular around here anymore.
Yeah. 3G's got a local fish shop that'll buy from him.
I still use Facebook. I get rid of a lot of fish on Facebook. You just can't put for sale or put a price or anything. I just put a
Right.
picture of the fish and say, message me if interested.
New water, looking for new water.
Did you guys use Aquabid or Get Gills when that was around?
I use Aquabid.
Aquabid.
I got a tab open right now that I'm looking.
How do they handle the payments on there?
It's usually
That's
always
on the
PayPal.
seller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just between you and the seller.
Okay, they don't process any payments.
I don't think they do anything but just run the website.
Yeah.
And
And
they're
most,
not involved. Like if a seller doesn't send something to the buyer, Aquabid's out of that equation. Like,
yeah, you got to get PayPal involved or however you pay.
Yeah. And then the seller gets reported, and then they get banned from Aquabid, is my understanding.
Okay, so they will back it up on that sort of. Okay.
On that side, yeah, but you do have to report it.
Everything I bought off of there, I've never bid because once you get an account and a password, you can email all the sellers. You go to their page on there and you can send them a message.
Yeah, I
Say,
couldn't.
you got one trio on here. I want 3 trios. Can we make a deal?
Yeah.
And I've always got an email right back.
I've had troubles logging into it lately. But you should be able to email them and deal directly, I believe.
Yeah.
I know even when we had Vivi, that's what I was doing, was emailing people and making side deals on it.
I'll be back in a minute, guys.
Skull, do you have any libias?
I got tigers.
Tigers? I've
I
got
got
some Cuban
I've got some-
banded and some Perugia, and man, they're breeding like crazy.
I've got some humpbacks now that I'm going to put outside this summer.
Yeah, the humpbacks I've got a tank full, but when they got to a certain age, they just quit breeding.
Yeah.
I started off with a trio of all of those. Man, they just really blew up.
I almost feel bad because the tigers and Perugia breed so good that I'll walk right by the tank and not feed them. And, they're all right there like, come on, man. It's
Yeah.
like, hell no. If I feed you every day, you'd be jumping out onto the floor.
I usually feed mine about this time, and they're all looking at me like I'm crazy. Come on.
See?
I feed them, but I just divide it up. That's selfish for me. I enjoy watching them and kind of how I keep track of them.
Yeah. That's why there's some nights it'll take me an hour to feed brine shrimp because I put it in a tank and then I stand there and watch.
Yeah, you got to watch each
Come to the
thing.
next one and I stand there and I watch.
Yeah.
Just to watch them flip out.
It's a good
It's
way to
easy
do
to
your health checks and stuff, though.
Yeah.
It's easy to overfeed them. I think that's the biggest mistake people make.
Yeah. It's like I got a little shrimp tank sitting here on the desk. Maybe once a week I put something in there.
I feed mine frequently.
Yeah.
haven't
Certain
tried-
ones. Certain ones I
haven't
want a
tried-
lot more.
Yeah.
I
Some
haven't
of them I
tried the
feed like
deal.
6 times a day.
Hey, Jeff, are you breeding any schooling tetra right now?
No, not right now. What kind are you looking for though?
Something a little larger. For the 1,200 gallon, the pumps will suck in things like neons or cardinals. I need something more like, size of a Serpe or something like that.
I got some Serpes. I can see if they're ready. If they're ready to spawn, I can try spawning them.
What kind of numbers do you think they would yield?
If I'm able to spawn them, I'd probably do a few hundred.
How many?
A few hundred probably.
200? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I would think that each spawn should yield like probably somewhere between 20 to 200 viable per fish. It just depends on how inbred they are. So how much twisted they come out of their egg.
Well, if you do it, I'll take 100 or 150 or so.
Okay, I'll start working with them and see if I've got actual females. They're just kind of hanging out.
You ever do any of the longer shaped ones like penguin tetras or Buenos Aires?
No, I had a group of Colombians and a group of emperors, but I lost both of them. So
Red, blue Colombians?
yeah,
Those are good too.
it's something I introduced to the fishermen at that time, and I ended up losing a crap ton of fish.
Is that everybody or just me?
What's that?
Puffer.
It's just
It's probably just you.
Okay.
Oh, fine. And
Is that me?
hey, Curtis, same question to you. You breeding any tetra right now?
No,
Not yet.
not yet. Yeah, you never know what I'll purchase though.
Might
Actually,
circle up.
I need to check
Daniels.
prime time list, huh? Hey, Curtis, same question to you. You breeding any tetra right now?
Now we got to echo.
For the path.
Most of prime times, those all import stuff.
Yeah, well, I was thinking if Curtis bought some of those important,
I am going down to the Quad City so I can see if there's anything else down there to pick up.
okay, cool. Yeah, I'm looking at like two large group of tetra. One something like the Serpe or what was the other one? Von Rio would be awesome. Or a mix of Serpe and Von Rios, and then something with the longer body shape, Buenos Aires or penguins or something like that.
Should shoot me a message later with a few that you're looking for, and I'll keep an eye out. I'll try to work with the Serpes anyway, because I like those guys.
And I could beef up the school in the 220 with some more Serpes too, so I think a lot of them.
As long as you can spawn a lot of them. It's a matter of timing. Sometimes I don't have enough time to be able to feed frequent enough to keep them all alive. They just kind of eat each other. But we're coming into summer, so I should have more availability.
Yeah. You won't be out fixing as many air conditioners as you do heaters, huh?
Right.
Not typically, no. And pricing is getting so wacky that I don't know what's going to end up happening this summer.
We have more AC problems, heat problems here.
Yeah, you're definitely freezing if you don't have a furnace. Uh, Most houses can get away without AC though, if they're set up right with a good cross breeze.
You can tolerate the heat more than you can tolerate, cold.
It depends on the person. I've had customers a little bit south of me, um, like February, March. They say that they could deal without a furnace until next fall. But
How do they keep their pipes from freezing and all that good stuff?
electric heater, there's enough solar gain on some of those farmhouses that they stay warm. And then in the summer they boil.
When I was growing up, we didn't have air conditioner. We had swamp coolers.
I don't think a swamp cooler would be good here. It's too much humidity.
That's the last thing I want to do, add more humidity.
I remember those days when I couldn't open the back door of my parents' house because it was swollen up.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't open half the windows because they were swollen shut.
Yeah.
Oh, here the same thing happens in the winter because it dries out.
Yeah.
Oops.
But Curtis, those doors behind you, that leads into the next fish room, right?
That's a closet.
It's the one off camera. That's the hidden fish room that he won't
Yeah.
share.
It's the one behind the camera.
Yeah,
We
it's got all the rare stuff in it.
My wife was finally down here the other day and she says, "When did those tanks show up in the bathroom?" It was like, well, you never go in there, so I might as well use that space, right? There was an outlet sitting there with nothing in front of it. I had to put a couple of
Right.
tanks there.
Remember when little Johnny was in elementary school? Yeah, around that time.
Little Johnny.
Hey, Brand.
Yeah. I've got 2 tanks in the den, and that's it. Like that, everything else has to go to the roof.
Oh, if I had my way, any room that didn't have one would.
I don't have any upstairs, mainly because I don't trust myself and it's wood floors.
Yeah.
And I know me, and I've had enough water on the concrete floor down here. I got to get the shampooer out for the wet back to suck it all up.
Greatest thing I ever did was putting them all in the basement. So every time I spill water and stuff, I don't have to hear about it.
Hey, Pep.
I can stop in the middle of the project without hearing about it.
I did. I gave Foxy all my videos for the auction,
Yeah.
and I did make them all public today.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
just popped up a little bit ago.
Yeah.
I already pulled those fish and put them in a separate tank. So
Yeah, I did too. Except for the black Venezuelans, they still have their own tank.
yeah,
And the whiptails, I keep it separate too.
Y'all quit talking about Brett. He just showed up.
no, we don't care if he's here. We'll still talk.
Probably
talk
kicking
more.
him out.
Probably talk more.
What's up, Pepper?
Is
Yeah, he
Pittman
was
breeding-
over in Sleeper Stream a while ago, so.
Is Pittman breeding any tetras?
He might be.
He might be.
You never,
Yeah, I know he spawned the emperors when he had them while I was waiting for. He was waiting to give them to me. I don't know what he's got for viable stuff out of it though. I did lay claim to him if he's got some survivors though. Enough for him to get on his own group and a group for me.
what kind of fish you keeping there, Stan?
I've got 4 or 5 strains of swordtails and 2 or 3 strands of guppies. I got the Libyas, Mica Splendens, 4 or 5 strands of swordtails, 2 or 3 strands of guppies. I got the Libyas, Mica Splendens, 4 or 5 strands.
Yeah, if I turn down
How's it going, Cheryl Toy Toy?
Hey, I'm here. I see my. Apparently, I need to clean off my lens again.
Well,
It's
so
all
you keep
cloudy.
pretty good. You keep pretty good variety like the rest of us.
I thought Stan was a ventriloquist there. I heard him, but I didn't see the mouth moving.
I put in my earbuds so I could hear without my phone, and then we could watch it on TV too. But apparently, this is not working right.
Hey, Jorge.
Let me figure it out.
Wait.
It sounds like you keep kind of the variety the rest of us do there, Stan.
Yeah, I enjoy I've got some paradise fish. Got 2 or 3, 4 bettas.
No, you don't really see those much anymore as paradise fish.
No, these came from Greg. He gave me a bag of pearl weed. He said there might be a few paradise fry in there, and I got home and there's like a dozen. And I've grown about 6 of them out, and I really enjoy them. They're I have to keep them by themselves, so they're in bowls.
Yeah, they can be a little aggressive.
Yeah, I got some least killies that I really enjoy. And the white platinum guppies, I bought a trio, and I've probably got 300 right now. And Greg,
Guppy.
yeah, white platinum. And Greg gave me a strand of King Kong guppies that are, man, the females are almost as pretty as the males. And I've probably got 200 or 300 of them right now.
Yep, typical guppies breed like cockroaches.
Yeah. Well, I've had the Dumbos and stuff like that. They eat all their babies, but these 2 particular strains, they don't predate at all.
Hey, George.
Got some black mollies. Got some flagfish that I kind of move from tank to tank when I have a hair algae problem.
Yeah.
I need to get some more flagfish.
Yeah, these little flagfish are cool. I've got them in a big tank now, but I'm kind of hoping I can get them to breed at some point.
Yeah.
But they will eat. They will
video
eat any and all fry that are in that tank are gone.
Hey, Stan, do you have any display tanks, or are they all breeder tanks?
My den tank is a 60 breeder, and I kind of call it my retirement tank. It's full of just about every little bit of everything. And mostly I'm species only. And they're display / breeder tanks. You know, like I said, I don't really have a market, so the angelfish are just in a kind of a tank that's got 4 different kinds of platies in it.
That's who we ought to have. That's who we ought to have looking for them angels for Jeremy is 3G.
Yeah.
What kind of angels have you got?
Mine, I don't even know what they are, to tell you the truth. I've never really been into them, and the 3G just gave them to me, so they're not autumn. They're not autumns, or they're just they're pearl scale, silver and black. Let's see if I can.
We've got our blue Pinoy that are going Longvale, and one of our electric blue, I think, paired off with one of our blue Pinoys, and we might have to separate them into another tank. But we're like, wait, you guys weren't supposed to be doing this. But if we have some new breed going on, we don't know about it yet. But not new breed, but new strain.
We got 3Gs who we ought to have looking for them angels for Jeremy. If anybody can find them, he can.
Daniken too.
Yeah, Daniken.
Daniken found autumns for 3G. Denica's got an angel guy out there somewhere.
Oh, another guy.
Jeremy would want some of the hardest ones to find.
The crazy thing is, when I first saw them, they were in stock at a store, so I could have just bought some, but I didn't realize they were so unique. So I was, waiting to the right time. Now I never find them.
That's about how it usually goes.
I've actually got a buddy who breeds all kinds of angelfish, but he's in love with the veil-tail stuff, and I don't like veil-tail like standard fin. So it's good. Tons of beautiful veil-tails.
I'm a sucker for my veil tails and long tails and most everything in our tanks. Well, that's not true. But yeah, those are the ones I want to. My eye gravitates toward.
Aren't you taking Cheryl some green dragons, Curtis?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
No, I don't. We don't have green dragons yet.
I actually was supposed to go over to his house this week. He bred some yellow, and there's some sort of yellow and red. Most of the body's yellow. On top of the head is red. Standard fin angel. So
The red devils.
Red Devils are really red and black.
yeah, he said he spun off. Like the babies are mostly like that yellow with the red, and some are black. He said. So.
Okay. I need some red.
Anyway, I was too busy with work. I didn't get a chance to go see him, but I'll probably go next week and check him out.
Hey, Vibes, welcome in.
Lives.
Hey, I got an empty 40 breeder right now. I'm watching Jake and Katie's video and some of the other guys. I'm halfway tempted to start a little goldfish tank.
I like my goldfish.
I do too.
with some of Jeff Kane's black ones.
I've got a few left yet.
I got some of those.
I
That's so
got
much
one,
duck.
but
They got a big,
Mhm.
nice 60-gallon home.
the only black one I got left's only got one eye now. So
When I lived in Tampa, there was like an area, like kind of like a long walkway to get in the house, and it had an area where they had some little bushes and stuff. I took it out and I put a goldfish pond there. It just had comets, Sarasa comets, and sherbuckins, and I loved those goldfish in that pond.
oh yeah,
But when I see them in an aquarium, it doesn't resonate with me. When I see them in a pond like that, I love them. It's like
Yeah.
like a switch goes on and off, you know. It's,
Yeah.
different view.
Might have to come in for the winter zone. That and the Blackmores don't like that pond. It gets too cold.
Yeah, the Blackmore of mine, he's only got one eye now, so still don't know what happened.
you get a better look at that dog, right? Is that a black German Shepherd?
I'm gonna go back to King Strain.
Black German Shepherd. I got one sitting right next to me.
That's what I was asking about. I was trying to see him in the camera.
Oh, see, I just switched over. I was like, I couldn't see any of the comments going on, so I'm playing with StreamYard here.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Here's Odie.
Yeah, I had to let my whiny dog in here because he was whining at the door.
I don't know if
So-
he's kind of in the picture.
I ordered a new camera so I can do the egg watch thing better and actually zoom
Sorry,
in on
the
the
devil
rounding.
next to you.
And my other camera got knocked over and smashed. I got to order another damn camera.
Oh shit!
Frustrating.
Freya. Set, baby.
Dog knock it over.
I'd like to say yeah, but no, I did. You can do it though.
When I was like 4 years old, my parents brought home a all black German Shepherd and a black and white Husky that was like half German Shepherd, half Husky. and had those dogs till I was about 18 when they died. It was like after that, it was like my entire life up to that point. Those dogs were always there. You know, it was so weird when they were gone. After it was like such a stark change.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when the early part of your life, when you were going to college and working and crap like that, it's moving around. It's so hard to have a dog like that. You know? It's really hard.
Kids were the same. We got dogs when they were little, and they were around pretty much their whole life. We're down to just one Chihuahua now. Well,
We have one.
big ass dog.
We have one really small yard, and then 2 big German Shepherds. And I know they want to go out and play, and it's like you just can't even, because it's not even a fenced-in yard. So it's like I feel like we're neglecting them sometimes so much. But when they want to play and destroy the house inside, it's like, all right, I got to cut my losses somewhere.
Yeah.
We had a 6-foot fence, and I saw both those dogs just jump right over it. I mean, they jump up to the top and then pull themselves up and go over.
Huskies, especially, they're so hyper anyway.
Yeah, if they'd be good all day, like if they're not bored. But if they get too bored back there or something really intrigues them, they could go over it.
Oh yeah.
We have a bunch of stray cats. There's a bunch of stray cats in my neighborhood, so that pretty much occupies their time.
I should treat them that for about 5 or 6 years. After about midlife, they couldn't make that jump anymore. So.
Yeah. My neighbor's got a husky wolf mix, and it looks like a damn more like a wolf than it does a husky, but it's got all the husky markings. One of the eyes has got that blue eye, and it's built like a damn wolf. You talk about something that can jump. Holy cow.
Well, next time I'm there, make sure he's not out running loose.
Well, if anything's running loose over there, it'll probably be his Great Dane
Oh, boy.
or the Great Pyrenees. They're friendly dogs, so they always come over. They don't even bother my damn cat. Hell, the cats attack them.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that big male I got.
We also had a cat growing up, and our dogs would defend our cat from every other dog in the neighborhood, but they would also chase after every other cat in the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's how mine is.
Yeah, they do their cat versus him.
When I was growing up, we had my uncle had a Saint Bernard, and he would absolutely be a terror for adults. But all of us kids, we could just ride him like a horse and pull on his chain and do whatever we wanted, and no repercussions for the kids. But adults don't get close to the house.
Yeah. My grandson used to call them St. Barnyards.
Mm-hmm.
They had one for a while.
They're the ones with the little cask right underneath with the.
Uh-huh. Yep. They find the mountain climbers and
Bring some rum or whatever was it.
drink the rum instead of giving it to the mountain climbers.
Give more.
Well, Stan, are you going to San Antonio this year?
I'm gonna try. What day are y'all? I'm not gonna go the whole 3 or 4 days, but
We'll probably just show up probably on Friday. Friday,
y'all
Saturday.
probably gonna go on Saturday. I just want to see it. They got Aqua Shell in Dallas this year too, so probably go. I've never been to one of those. I'll probably go to that too.
Better drag your smoker with you there, Stan.
Yeah. I fired that thing up this weekend. It's the first time I found that on an abandoned property out here. It only got a couple $100 in it after I got done.
Oh, boy, I wish I could say that about mine.
I've never used one that size before, but it took me about 5-6 hours to figure it out. You got to feed the big ones.
Yeah. One of mine's 1,000 gallon though.
Yeah, I've heard about yours. You need to do a video on it.
I'm going to when I get it out of storage this year.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
I can send you a picture of it.
I cut down a pecan tree this week, and it's already dead, so I can start using it pretty quick.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
All right.
We do a lot of fundraisers at the church, and they were asking me if I could cook leg quarters on it. And I said, "Oh yeah, a bunch of them."
Usually, like around Thanksgiving, we get mine out and fire it up and we'll cook. I think last year we did 187 turkeys,
Oh wow,
4 cases of ribs. I couldn't tell you what all.
ribs is what I like to do. Do ribs about once a month.
I do beef ribs more than anything.
Yeah. My father-in-law lives next door, and he's in his 80s, and he loves them ribs, so I take care of him.
Hey Curtis, are they down there looking for jumpers?
Yeah. They find every one of them too.
I had a better bail out of a bowl, and the pit bull beat me to it.
I don't have very many jumpers.
I don't have any lids at all.
I don't either. Well, I do on a few.
But we have
That-
lids on almost everything.
Is that your dog that likes to drink out of the pond, Curtis?
You didn't hear him earlier?
Uh-uh.
He thinks that's his private water bowl.
Yeah, I might drink out of the lower tanks in here.
I think he ate all the salvinia that was. So there's none left, and the goldfish weren't eating it. So that was his veggies that day.
I know my cat likes drinking out of the tank down here. I got the lion's eye in. She'll go over there and do it, and he'll go up to her like, "What are you doing?"
Our cat jumps on top of the aquariums to get away from the dogs, and likes to sleep on there. Sleep up there.
Mine gets up there and sleeps or sits there and watches you like, "What are you doing?" Like Curtis's wife can never hear him. She just sat up there and was watching her like, "Who are you? And why aren't you petting me?" You know?
Like your fish choices are like the polar extremes, like live bears on one side and like parachromis on the other. It's like,
Yeah, I don't have the parachromis anymore.
oh, Leon side, you have that. Don't you have a device still?
Uh,
No.
I just got mainly a lot of live bears and just like a mixed tank. I don't do the big monsters anymore. The parachromis is at my brother's, but I just had to get rid of him. He was costing me too much money in hospital visits. That's why I was laughing at the Cichlid brothers because they got a parachromis doveye now.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh boy, you guys are going to have fun with that. Because he's already got that attitude mine had when he was that size.
Yeah, it's funny too. Like they're putting him in a 180, and you know that's
180
like,
ain't going to be nowhere near big enough.
yeah, be good for like 10 months.
If that. If they power feed it.
My buddy who breeds the Angels, he's the kind of guy that he talks to everybody. Like he's super interactive, finds everything out. So at the grocery store, there's a butcher there. It's this little little Vietnamese guy that when you're getting meat and stuff, you don't even think he speaks English, whatever. But he becomes friends with this guy. Turns out he lives like 5 miles from me. In his basement, he has 2,300-gallon tanks. And he's got, a pair of Dovi in one, a pair of Jags in the other.
Paku.
He's got like platinum arrow in one tank by itself. He's got a silver arrow by itself, a black by itself. It's just like, and then he had this. I don't even know what it is. It's huge. It's got to be a couple thousand gallons. It's like a big fiberglass tub kind of thing, but it's pretty tall. It's almost like, I guess it's got to be like 5 feet tall. And inside of it is just got like thousands of African cichlid babies and stuff. So just,
Oh man.
Yeah, see, I don't even keep them anymore.
yeah, the things you find out, like this guy. At any rate, that guy came over here and checked out my place. That was pretty cool. Like, he's definitely into a lot of the stuff, the same stuff.
As big a tanks as you've got, I'm surprised you don't have a Parachromis, though, or even a Black Nasty.
The problem is I like ecosystems, and I don't know if I have a tank big enough to have an ecosystem of those guys. It's like the killer murderer's row of fish.
A Trimac, you might. They're not near as aggressive.
But I'd want to have I'd want to have the tank. I'd want to have the Dovi, the Jag, the Trimax, all that. But I'd want to have the lower guys too, the Salvinis,
Right.
House. I mean,
Yep, they'd eat those.
that's what I'm saying. Is trying to work that. I'd want to have the live bears in there as the dither fish, But
Now, I could put a couple light bearers in with mine for a while. Before that little switch in his little pea brain flipped, he did fine with it.
I mean, I'd build something out with just a ton of rock and crevices and caves, They'd be able to live, the live bears, but I just feel like it'd just be constant aggression.
That's a problem with the Dovis. They are.
I tried 3 times with Dovi in very large tanks, and they wouldn't tolerate anything. It always got down to just them.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was going to great lengths to create aquascapes.
And then you got guys like that DWS Darius who's got a Dovi Jaguar mix that's totally psycho.
Yeah, well, he's got that one tank of his. It's maybe a 350 or something. He's got the 880 here, and then he's got the other one over there. I think it's 350, 450, something like that. That is probably the best example of a Central America that I've. He's got some other stuff in there too, but
The one with the peacock bass and all that in it.
I don't think it has. I mean, not the big one, not the 880, the one he built himself.
Oh yeah, the other one, yeah.
He's got some Vieja and
Yeah.
Jag and various stuff, but
Yeah.
that's a pretty solid tank. But he's got aggression. Like he talks about, he's constantly having to mitigate the aggression, move things.
And most of those are female too.
Yeah. Oh, I think he's got red terrors in there and everything. It's
Yeah.
Because I love all those guys. I love Motagenses, But I mean, the problem is just, oh my god, trying to make an ecosystem out of those fish. It's a nightmare. Like he definitely deserves props for as far as he's got that tank.
Right.
That's no easy job.
Yeah, mine got kind of like that video Corey did years ago where that guy had big tanks in his basement. He used to keep Dovi, and they used to have to distract it to clean the tank. Mine got that way.
Yeah. He had a lot of those. I think he had a whole crap load of 600 gallons, and then 1,000. But even at 600 gallons, like one was just like all red terror breeding group, and it always got down to just being one group of fish.
Yeah, I think I was confusing those fish with somebody else or something else that Funk was talking about at one point in time. I don't remember what the hell it was though.
I don't know if you ever seen the canals like in southern Florida, like around the Miami area, north of the Jupiter. Like there's no sewers, so they use drainage canals and drainage retention ponds for runoff water. And so you can drive them down 95. Once you get to about
I'm
Jupiter,
trying to read the freaking chat without.
and then about 30 miles down to Miami, there's these canals off the road. And what happens is there'll be a stretch of canal, and it'll have nothing but red dot. And then there'll be a grate and a hill, and you go over the other side, there'll be a next canal, it'll be nothing but jaguars. And then nothing but like they'll just dominate a space in each section. And they don't really ever intermix, even out in the wild like that.
I think Vibes needs an intervention.
Hey guys, as you're talking about your
Oh, yeah.
big fish, I'm going to try and show you a picture of our 210. Our Oscars or Severn, or we got a bunch of guys in here. I know we've got that 24/7 nighttime lens on, so it's kind of blue light. It probably didn't show that well, but yeah, trying to grow plants is like not an option,
No, not with
and
them, huh?
they own everything they want.
I gotta say though, the biggest severum I think I've ever seen is that red shoulder Jeremy's got. Holy cow, that thing's huge.
That's a unit.
Well,
How big is he?
this guy ain't no slouch. He's pretty big. I don't know. I'm showing my hand. Maybe you can see I'm pointing the camera at a
Yeah.
different angle.
Yeah, he's good sized.
Yeah, he's running off now. We gotta walk around the tank. We got a dog kennel that's in front of the tank, so
Yeah, that one you've got, Jeremy. That's probably the biggest red shoulder I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's enormous. Like in that video, you can see who he's next to, right? He's next to a peacock, large peacock bass, large Oscar, large tiger shovelnose, you know. So, and
He'll probably get even bigger in that 4,400 gallon.
yeah, we'll see. He grew up in the 750s, so it's not like he was ever too stunted. But
No,
I'm trying to think how old he is now. Maybe 4. Might still grow up.
been trying to tell Curtis when he gets that 115 set up, he just needs to fill it full of Ghanaians and see how big they get.
I need to get the bulldog today because that thing gets 7 inches.
I'm looking for those.
I think Ed has them.
Yeah, I know Ed's got them.
Ryan, Gabriel said you got tiny hands.
I have a tiny ass.
Yeah, tiny hands.
Damn it! Oh, tiny hands. I can't see. I'm putting my screen backwards, and I don't even know what I'm looking at right now. So I'm just hoping you guys can see it.
All we see is the ceiling. What's going on?
Hey, Lance.
Yeah, I know. I need to learn how to. I need to learn how to use StreamYard a little bit better because when I was trying to chime into the chat log, I can't see you guys and what's going on. So I'm still new to this.
You moving too much more into your 4,400, Jeremy?
Yeah. There's pretty much the new tank we were talking about earlier. That'll be where the really big guys go. So that since I'm not going to put any of them in the 4,500. I'm going to beef the 4,500 up with more of the larger segment species. I'm looking to grow out a group of green terrors for it. Actually, did you see the true parrots that I moved over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Stefan, welcome in.
There's
Yep.
4 of them. I only ever bought 2. They had a lot of babies, but only 2 of the babies made it up without getting eaten. So, but they're adults now. So.
That's something I've never really seen around here was true parrots.
Oh my God, both of you.
To me, true parrots look amazing. I love them, like that aqua blue color they have, the red eyes.
Yeah. No, we get them damn blood parrots around here. I just don't care for those.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Not the same at all.
Get down.
Curtis, you imagine a 4,400 gallon full of sail fins?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Those Yucatans?
I learned those guys are jumpers when you put them outside.
Are they?
Yeah, I got to put egg crate over the top of the tub.
They going outside this year too?
Some of them. I'll probably have 4 or 5 tubs by the time I'm done.
Stan, do you do tubs?
It gets so hot here that we have to take them down so early. I just quit doing them. It's nothing for us to have 105, 106, 107 for 20 days in a row. It would be a short season for me if I did them.
Yeah.
Thought about setting
Short
up a
season
couple.
for Jeff too, because he has to do them in between thaws.
Thought about setting a couple up just to grow out. Just put a bunch of them out there to grow out.
Jeff is like when the glacier recedes back into Canada for a couple months.
Yeah,
Out there.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Well, that's like yesterday. It was 80 degrees here, and then we had a cold front come in with the storm, and this morning it's 40, and it's like, man, just that we've been talking about doing a outdoor something, but our temperature swings are just so erratic.
Where are you at, Ryan?
Kansas City.
Nothing to block those storms, no trees or the plains, right? Just rolls across.
Well, and we have a tree line that blocks the house from the sun. So in the summertime, it's awesome because it keeps the house cool, and air conditioner doesn't have to work so hard. But yeah, we don't get the sun when we do want it in the wintertime and whatnot.
So the weather fronts, yeah, they just roll across.
Right.
I'm right on the other side of the mountains on the East Coast, so everything slams into like Cleveland and Pittsburgh gets all the nasty stuff, and then by the time it gets over, it's pretty moderate by the time it gets to me. So.
When I had to go away for a little bit there, I had to go check on a stupid
Yeah,
one
for
that
us
came out.
yesterday it was. See if it fell off the house.
Yeah, or make sure it didn't come through the living room or something. It hit pretty hard. I think we got 4 inches
I
of
would
snow on
imagine.
top of that.
All right.
Nice.
You guys can keep it up there.
My son this house. Got to share. But sharing is caring.
We've had our share of it.
Henry wants some down in Florida, so I'm trying to ship it to him. My aim's off occasionally, though.
Well, you can send it to Florida.
You're in between me and him.
You can send it to Florida and California. You can send it to Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona could use it.
Just send it to Jorge and George. Or Jorge and Jimmy P.
Yeah.
I was just say, speaking of really old people, where's Jimmy P been?
She's been in the hospital.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he messed his shoulder up.
Is he out yet? Or is he still playing with the nurses?
Oh, Foxy.
He got out last weekend.
He should be back soon. You know, Jimmy, he comes and goes.
Yeah, I miss his zings. You know.
Well, I think the next time when he does come on, we're going to just interview him. It's been gone so long, you know.
We can ask him what
We
the
just have to.
crustacean period is like.
Yeah. But it was like right before the Big Bang.
Yep.
Are you familiar with Jimmy Stan?
Yeah, he was. Last time he was on here, I saw him. And saw how y'all mercifully done him.
Yeah, but
He
if you
loves it.
if you know Jimmy, he loves it.
Yeah, oh, you can tell he was eating it up.
And he gives it right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of isn't the same without him around.
It's fun harassing Jimmy.
Oh yeah. And if you
There's
don't
Will.
harass him, he thinks you're pissed off at him.
Yeah.
uh,
Hey, Whipper. We need to get you back up here again, Whip.
Make sure he's had a few drinks first.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Jeremy's in here.
You can have Whip talk about his whipstick.
mm. Yeah.
We'll get Whip on. We'll do a react video to when he last time he was on OFR's live stream.
Oh my God. Last time he was on, I think he broke the internet.
But we'll fast forward the part on there. Just we'll focus on Whip. Just Whip.
Yep. Get yourself a whip stick.
Kind of wonder. I mean, could Jimmy P really die? Because heaven doesn't want him, and hell doesn't want him. Like, where would he go? You know, what I mean, it's like throw his ass back here. You know, so you guys keep.
He'd be standing next to Stan Lee. I think he's looking in a mirror.
Be like that Spider-Man cartoon where they're pointing at each other. Like,
Uh-huh. You're standing next to Stan Lee going, who are you? Who are you? Wait a minute.
actually, that's what he ought to be doing: is going to those Comic-Con conventions and like signing autographs, making bang.
Right?
That's Stan Lee.
Everybody thought Stan Lee was dead.
It was all a big joke, guys. I'm
He
here.
ain't dead. Right.
Witness protection.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Right.
He'll go wherever Elvis is.
Yeah.
He's in that mountain with Lennon and JFK.
Lennon and Hendrix and all them others. Well, guys, I'd say we'll call that a good one. Thank everybody for coming in and everybody coming up. We'll catch everybody next week. Same time. See ya.
See ya.